Young girls, welcome to you. We are currently discussing the topics in the fifth module of Informatics and Computer Application course. In our previous session, we had discussed something about information technology and development, where we talked about the definition of information and communication technology and what are the importance of information technology we had discussed. We had also seen what is the kind of rapid change of technology happened in the past few years in the computer sector. So starting from the standalone computers, nowadays we are in the cloud computing environment. We had seen very briefly what do you mean by a standalone computer, what do you mean by a client server architecture, what do you mean by distributed system, cloud computing, etc. Now, in this video, we'll be talking about some of the future technologies or which are the emerging technologies that we see nowadays, which is very common also nowadays. So, we'll start with artificial intelligence. Then we'll also talk about human augmentation, what is extended reality, what do you mean by edge computing, what do you mean by 5G technology, etc. So, we are going to just see what you mean by these terminologies. We are not getting into the details of how it is all being developed or how these technologies are being implemented. Instead, we'll just touch upon what is artificial intelligence, what do you mean by extended reality, and so on. So, artificial intelligence is nothing but an intelligence demonstrated by machines, or I should say intelligence induced to the computers or machines, that is completely opposed to the natural intelligence displayed by the human beings. The term artificial intelligence describes the machines that mimic the cognitive functions, the human brain functions actually. Cognitive functions are nothing but the brain functions that humans associate with the human mind, such as learning process as well as the problem solving skills. So these are the two cognitive functions that we are going to incorporate into the machines. How to learn and how to solve a problem. This is somewhat very much similar to how to think. So human intelligence has the capability of learning from the experience, learning from the teacher, or it does self-learning also. In the same way, human intelligence has the capability of solving the problems. It learns, understands the environment, understands the concepts, and it is capable of analyzing something, and based on the analysis, the human brain is capable of solving a problem also. So these kind of intelligence are being induced in a computer, which we call as the artificial intelligence. So nowadays the machines are capable of having learning capabilities, which you call as machine learning, and these machines have analytical ability also, using which it can solve some problems, and it is almost having the brain power, I should say, with the artificial neural network. So how your brain neurons functions, that is being implemented. We are trying to implement the brain functions of several neurons connected together into artificial intelligence, which you call as artificial neural network. Now, according to the Indian Express, around 20 million jobs are added by 2025 in the artificial intelligence sector. So nowadays people or the industry are looking for those who are capable of developing some algorithms in artificial intelligence or designing some algorithms in the artificial intelligence, or I should say implementing some of the algorithms in artificial intelligence. So you can expect 20 million jobs to be added by 2025, maybe in 2 years or 3 years. Around 20 million jobs can be generated in the area of artificial intelligence, because most of the companies are now looking for people who can design or develop artificial intelligence problem solving methodologies. So, some of the emerging roles in the next decade can be artificial intelligence and machine learning specialist who will be designing some algorithms, data scientists who are capable of analyzing the data and bring out some hidden information from the data, information and security analyst, because completely the data will be available everywhere. So, how you can secure the data. Then IoT specialist, almost all the electronic devices are now connected to the internet, and these devices can produce some data and information. So IoT specialists are there. Then big data, of course, a huge volume of data is available nowadays. So what we can do with abundant data. So that is another thing that can be expected in the job roles. So these are some of the top 5 jobs that will be redundant in the near future, I should say. Administrative and executive secretaries, general and operations managers, assembly and factory workers, accounting and bookkeeping and payroll clerks, data entry clerks. And the top 5 skills that the companies will be focusing are analytical thinking and innovation. Very important, right? So only those who are capable of creating something in the artificial intelligence area or in the computing services, so they are having more opportunities in the company. Active learning and learning strategies and leadership, and you should be a social influencer also. Critical thinking and analysis. That is why all the educational institutions, especially the higher educational institutions, have the objective of creating or developing critical thinking capability in a student. Technology design and programming, these are some of the skills that are expected by the companies in the near future. So, but though all these are the positive indications of artificial intelligence, the last one can be said as one of the cons or the problems that we may face, which is a job loss due to the automation of all the machines, because machines are going to do everything. Even I could understand, even if you want to prepare a document, you can have a machine which is capable of preparing the document automatically. You just give the contents, like you want to prepare a leave letter to this particular person for this particular dates can be specified, and it will be preparing a leave letter. So you don't require an assistant or a stenographer who will be writing something what you want to send or kind of thing. So nearly 0.7 million IT jobs will be replaced by robots or the automatic machines. So that can be one of the disadvantage of artificial intelligence, I should say. The second one is human augmentation. We can describe it as the natural, artificial or technological alteration of the human body to enhance the physical or mental capabilities. Right, so recently you might have come across that Elon Musk will be embedding a chip in your body which will be sensing some data and which is capable of sending some data also. So that is what you call as human augmentation. So technologies that enhance human productivity or capability or that somehow add to the human body is what you call as human augmentation. Now these are different types of human augmentation. One is you can replicate the human ability. Say for example the hearing aids for the deaf, which you are going to replicate the hearing ability of a person, or voice synthesizer. So one who is a dumb person, you can have a voice synthesizer, or prosthetic limbs for the disabled. These are some of the replicating human ability of human augmentation that will be restoring or replicating the human ability. Second one is supplementing human ability, human augmentations which will improve our ability to do something, which you call as supplementing the human ability. Say for example your smartwatch, your Fitband, right? So some of the outfit which can control the weather, the temperature. So in a cold country or in a very hot area, if you wear that, it will be like controlling the temperature. Okay, so these kind of devices which you call as the supplementing the human ability, where artificially you can increase the strength, enhance our sight beyond normal limits, or increase our intelligence, which you call as supplementing the human ability, which is another type of human augmentation. And the third type, I can say it is exceeding the human ability, human augmentations which allow us to do things that we cannot do on our own is called as exceeding the augmentation. Say for example, the ability to fly, the ability to breathe underwater, the ability to see the ultraviolet lights or the infrared lights, the ability to smell chemicals which cannot be detected by the human sense. So this is what you call as exceeding the human ability, another type of human augmentation. These are some of the examples of human augmentation technologies nowadays, available nowadays. And the third technology is a future technology, can be called as edge computing. It is nothing but transforming the way data being handled or processed and delivered from millions of devices around, right? So millions of IoT devices, or I should say millions of internet connected devices are nowadays producing lots and lots of information and data which will help you in analyzing something, which will help you to collect the data about the people or about the devices or about the situation kind of thing, right? So for example, your AC can understand your emotion accordingly. It can set the temperature, or Alexa. There are some devices available. Even in Facebook, we have face detection mechanism. So what it does is it senses your emotion. It reads, or sorry, it captures the image of your face, and it can understand your emotion. Based on the emotion, it will help you or it will interact with you. So these kind of devices are nowadays available, which you call as edge computing. I can say it is a part of distributed computing topology. Information processing is located wherever you have things, wherever you have people. So the things and people can produce some information or it can consume some information. The interaction can happen, and this is what you call as edge computing. So all your devices, electronic devices, are nowadays becoming a location from where you can send some data or receive some data. Another one is extended reality. It is a term referring to all the real and virtual combined environments and human machine interactions that is actually generated by computer technology and wearables. And here X represents a variable for any current or future spatial computing technologies. So your extended reality includes representative forms such as augmented reality, mixed reality, virtual reality. All these areas are coming under extended reality. And the levels of virtuality range from partially sensor of inputs to immersive virtuality, which are also called as virtual reality. Another technology nowadays we come across the 5G technologies in the case of telecommunications, which is the fifth generation technology standard for the broadband cellular networks. So this is introduced in 2019, and maybe in near future, maybe in some of the locations we are currently having the 5G technologies also. And the 5G networks are predicted to have more than 1.7 billion subscribers worldwide by 2025. And 5G networks are actually cellular networks in which the service area is divided into small geographical areas called as cells, and all 5G wireless devices in a cell are connected to the internet and telephone network by radio waves through a local antenna in the cell. And the main advantage of this network is it will have greater bandwidth, and it has higher download speeds also. Maybe up to 10 gigabits per second you can download, that will be the speed. And actually, apart from being faster, it can connect more devices also. And even if people are in a crowded area, the servers will be more unified, improving the quality of internet services. So due to the increased bandwidth, it is expected the networks will increasingly be used as general internet service providers for all the laptops and desktop computers, and it will be competing with the existing internet service providers. So these are the 5 different technologies or emerging technologies we see nowadays in the information and technology sector. So let us talk about digital divide in the upcoming video. Thank you.